You know, sometimes the most powerful stories are actually the simplest ones. Today, we're going to break down a classic Hindi moral tale and see how it uses a really clear, simple structure to teach these huge lessons about empathy, justice, and what it really means to be hungry. So let's get right into it. This right here, this is the heart of the entire story. It's a simple truth, right? But it's one our characters are about to learn the hard way through a really dramatic reversal of fortune. So keep this idea in the back of your mind, because everything that happens next, it all comes back to this. All right, so let's start at the beginning. Section 1 is all about the setup, a girl's struggle. This is where we meet our main character and get a feel for her world. A world, by the way, that's just simmering with inequality, and things are about to get intense. Okay, so take a look at our cast of characters here. What's so smart about this is how it immediately lays out the power dynamics of the whole village. You've got Meena and her dad, Ramesh, way down here at the bottom of the ladder. And then, way up at the top, you have the rich and powerful headman, Ramlal, and his spoiled son, Gopal. You can just feel it, right? These two families are absolutely headed for a clash. And here it is, the moment that kicks everything off, the inciting incident. It's raining hard, and Meena's father, the only one bringing in any money, slips and breaks his leg. Just like that, their situation goes from difficult to desperate. And this one accident, it forces young Meena to go out and find a job, which leads her, of all places, to the front door of Ramlal, the most powerful guy in town. I mean, look at this contrast. It's so stark, it just lays out the whole conflict for you. On one side, you have Meena, her dad's hurt. They've got literally 2 pieces of flatbread in the whole house. And on the other side, Gopal, the rich kid who's planning this big feast for all his buddies. The story puts these two worlds right next to each other, and it's basically screaming, get ready for some serious injustice. Okay, so now we're moving into the next phase of the story, the rising action, called the price of a meal. This is where things really start to heat up. You've got Meena's desperation bumping right up against the thoughtless cruelty of the rich family, and you just know it's all building towards a major confrontation. Think about this number for a second. 2. It's such a small detail, but it's so incredibly powerful, isn't it? It's not just a number, it's a symbol of how little they have. That's everything. That's the weight on Meena's shoulders when she goes to work, and it's why what she does next is just so meaningful. And this is a crucial moment. Her father asks if she ate, and she lies. Why? Well, it's simple. She knows there are only those 2 rotis left, and she wants him to have them. So this isn't some malicious lie. Not at all. It's an act of pure love, of pure self-sacrifice. And it tells you everything you need to know about who Meena is as a person. So there it is in action. She gives her dad the last bits of food they have, and she goes to bed hungry, drinking water to fill her stomach. Just think about that quiet dignity. And then you put that up against what she sees at her new job, a house just overflowing with food, and this kid who treats it all like it's nothing. The contrast is just painful. And this is where it all boils over. Meena's just cooked this huge feast, and she has to stand there and watch as Gopal and his friends just waste piles and piles of it. She can't take it. She has to say something. And she speaks this simple, obvious truth. For her, it's a deeply held belief that comes from knowing real hunger. But for Gopal, he sees it as an insult, a direct challenge to his power, and he's not going to let that go. All right, here we go. We've reached the climax of the story, a world of injustice. This is that peak moment, the highest point of tension, where everything just explodes and our hero, Meena, has to face her biggest challenge yet. So let's just pause and think about this for a sec. What's the price for speaking truth to power? Meena said something totally reasonable, something undeniably true about not wasting food. But she said it to the wrong person. She said it to the kid with all the power. And now, the story's about to show us the terrible price she has to pay for just being honest. And this is his payback. It's so cruel. When Meena asks for the money she's earned, he twists everything around. He takes her humble request for leftovers and turns it into this ugly accusation of theft. He completely reframes her desperation, calling it greed. He's using his power not just to cheat her out of her pay, but to ruin her good name. And of course, his dad, Ramlal, backs him up 100%. Doesn't even think twice. He just fires Meena and sends her packing with absolutely nothing. This is rock bottom for her. She has no money, she's been accused of being a thief, and she's totally alone. The injustice of it all is just staggering. But, in a good moral story, injustice is never the end of the line. So let's get to the falling action. This is where the wheel of fortune starts to turn. It's consequence time, and everyone is about to get what they have coming to them. And just look at how neatly this all plays out. It's a classic karmic turn. Mina's kindness is rewarded. Her teacher sees her, helps her, and gets her back in school, a path to a real future. At the same time, Ramlal's crooked dealings finally catch up to him. He loses it all. And Gopal, without his dad's money and power, he's left with absolutely nothing. He's the one who's hungry and alone now. The roles are flipping big time. And that brings us to the resolution, the lesson of hunger. This is where it all comes together. Our hero is about to come face to face with the guy who tormented her, and she's going to deliver the story's final knockout punch of a lesson. I mean, just picture this scene. It is so powerful. The tables haven't just turned, they've been completely flipped over. The kid who used to have feasts made for him is now literally starving on the street. The neighbors he used to look down on are all turning him away. And who finds him in this state? The very same girl he treated so cruelly. So what does Mina do in this moment? Does she rub it in his face? Demand an apology? Nope, she doesn't do any of that. She just sees that he's hungry, and she responds with compassion. Simple as that. She takes him home and shares the little bit of food she has. It's just this incredible moment of grace. It shows that everything she went through didn't break her. Her empathy is as strong as ever. And here it is. The moment the entire story has been leading up to. A very ashamed Gopal asks her, "Why? Why would you help me after what I did?" And she delivers the core message of the whole tale. She tells him it's not about pity. It's about a shared experience. She knows what real hunger is. She's been there. And when it comes to that basic fundamental human need, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Hunger is hunger. So the story leaves us with this final question to chew on. In that one act, Mina does two amazing things. She feeds his stomach, satisfying his physical hunger, but she also feeds his soul, you could say, by offering him forgiveness, something he absolutely did not deserve. And it makes you wonder, which one of those is more powerful? It leaves us with this beautiful, enduring lesson that real strength, it has nothing to do with money or power. It's all about empathy.